Hi, today's story will be short. It's about an interesting man. He born in Missouri in 1847. James's early life was marked by tragedy and turmoil. But it was the crucible of the Civil War that forged his path towards notoriety. From rebel soldier to outlaw icon, Jesse James defied convention and challenged authority at every turn. Some figures stand out in human history, not because of their positive fingerprints, but because of their exciting life stories, and among them is the American thief Jesse James. International Bank Robbery Day. International Bank Robbery Day is considered one of the strangest occasions commemorated in the world, which falls on February 13th of every year. The day is named after the legendary American thief Jesse James. James was the first bank robber in the world. On February 13, 1866, he succeeded in robbing a bank for the first time in the history of the world. The story of the American Jesse James, or the legendary thief as he is called, is one of the most prominent and strangest stories because it contains within it two parts, one positive and the other negative. It also monitors the journey of a person who was transformed by circumstances from a good citizen to an outlaw. The inspiring James. The life of this thief represented an inspiration to filmmakers in the United States, and many works were published that monitor his life, so that his legend remains passed down through generations, despite his death nearly 2 centuries ago. American cinema turned James' crimes into works of art, the most recent of which was a film entitled The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford, which was produced in 2007 and was adapted from Ron Hanson's novel of the same name and tells the story of his life. James' direction to the world of crime. James was born in the American state of Missouri on September 5, 1847, among 4 siblings, and his mother remarried several times after his father's death, including Dr. Reuben Samuel, who unofficially fought Jesse in the American Civil War between the South and the North. With Bloody Bill Anderson's Southern Gang. It seems that this war set a different path for James's life that he never imagined. After the end of the war, the fighting groups in which the man fought surrendered, and the warriors coming from the north treated the southern former recruits with cruelty and violence, as they were prevented from full amnesty and specialized professions and were placed in prison. In prisons for various reasons and under false pretexts. The turning point. The post-war conditions increased the processes of anger and surveillance towards the warriors coming from the American North. But Jesse was injured by a gunshot from the Northerners under the cover of a truce, drove him crazy, and he became resentful of his entire life and the society in which he lived, and this incident caused his life to change. Jesse decided to turn to the world of crime, and began his criminal life with a robbery incident that was considered unique at the time and represented his transfer and strange audacity in the world of crime after he robbed the Bank of America on February 13, 1866, and robbed it. The American judiciary declared James an outlaw in 1866, and he remained hunted for 16 years until his death. James's gang. James founded his gang in 1867, and they robbed banks and trains, killed and robbed, and attacked mail cars, shops, and people, claiming pride that they did not rob a friend, a priest, or a widow, so he was called the Honorable Thief. James continued his criminal rule, causing terror among everyone, which prompted Missouri Governor Thomas Crittenden to announce a reward of $30,000 for anyone who would catch James, dead or alive. At the same time, James offered a reward of $50,000 to anyone who would kill Governor Thomas, but James was betrayed by one of his gang members, Robert Ford, in order to obtain the reward. Despite his crimes, he remained a legend that everyone talked about for long periods, and the American actor Brad Pitt played the character of Jesse James in the movie, The Assassination of Jesse James, in 2007. The events of the movie revolve around a true story in the late 19th century about the life of one of the most famous American criminals and his assassination by one of his gang members, according to what happened with Jesse James.